You look good, you have all of the something there about you. Yes, goodie!
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Goodgal Podcast. So this topic is very full, so we don't have a goodie of the week or a listener question because it's a very
we get to nitty-gritty. You couldn't ease them in.
no. Come on for us, it's like just head right in. So they're doing a PR rollout of Snow White, right? The movie, and
She has 7 dwarves, right?
she have the seven
Why
dwarves.
she had dwarves?
Huh?
Sorry.
What is wrong with you? Anyways, the point is, so there's a popular actress who's been doing interviews, and she's one of the Disney princesses. So she's playing Snow White, and she's just been having a lot to say as it relates to. Oops. So yeah, she's been having a lot to say. So this is one of her interviews that she gave. She come in a couple show, man. She named Rachel. Let me tell you what she named. She named Rachel Zegler, right? So her name is Rachel Zegler. She's an actress and she's currently playing Snow White. So she actually has been, she has had a lot to say as it relates to, Snow White. So let's listen.
That it's no longer 1937. We absolutely wrote a Snow White that is not going to be saved by the prince. She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about. You're right. It's no.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people who have opinions on all of that, but it made me think deeper on feminism. What is it? What is true feminism? Because her thing is she's more defending. In her head, she's like, we're defending feminism, right? But I think it's the opposite. So what is feminism? So feminism is a social, political, and cultural movement advocating for the rights, equality, and empowerment of all genders, but historically focused on advancing the rights of women because, women were the more oppressed gender. At its core, feminism seeks to challenge and dismantle the systematic structures and beliefs that perpetuate gender-based inequalities and discrimination. Right, so you have different types of feminists. You have, I think they said they're like 5 now. I probably don't even. So you have radical feminists, which seeks to complete overhaul of societal structures to eliminate gender-based oppression by challenging cultural narratives and promoting women's liberation. You have liberal feminism, aims for gender equality through legal reforms and policy change. So addressing issues like equal pay, education access, reproductive rights. Intersectional feminism, which recognizes that gender intersects with other identities, addressing the compounding effects of multiple forms of oppression to empower, the marginalized group. And then you have ecofeminism, which explores the link between gender oppression and environmental exploitation. Yeah, it's like a whole thing. You have one next one called post-colonial feminism, which is the last one that critiques how colonialism perpetuates gender inequalities. So there's like a lot of facets to it. I don't think feminism is one set thing. It's not black and white, and I think it's a continuous movement. So it's not a singular movement. It continues to go on, right? But I think I have a thought on when it comes to this, right? Because I feel like as women, we tend to judge other women when they're not like us. Do you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do. We're all guilty of that.
Yeah, I feel like, and I'm really making an active effort not to do that because I feel like in my head, feminism is the right for any woman to choose to be whoever she wants to be while not putting down other women, right? So if I feel like whenever you meet somebody and they're like, you want to be, and I've had friends and I love them, and I've had friends and if I say to them like, I can't wait to be a mommy or whatever, it's like, but this and that, you want to go out, you want to do this, that's what you want to do. You get what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I shouldn't feel any type of way or I should be able to be who I want to be. So what she's saying is that, oh, it's not 1960. She's not gonna be saved by the prince. Suppose she wants to be saved by the prince. Yes, I'm saying. What if she wants to be saved by the prince?
So it's, instead of empowering women, she's kind of looking down on
a set of women who genuinely want. No, it's not even in the time. Like, there's still women to this day who wants to be saved by a prince. So you don't need to put down women who want that life, who want the kids' marriage or whatever, or the, you know what I mean? Or I feel like when they think of feminism now, it's like boss babes, and
it's also like
not everybody needs to be a boss babe.
For me sometimes I say that it's also like glamorizing struggle, like struggling through life by yourself.
Yeah,
I can do this by myself. No,
this hyper independence.
It is actually very toxic.
It's something is wrong with them.
No, it's actually pretty
you can't accept help. You always think you're right. It's so arrogant and so heavy to be around. I feel like women like that who are just it's a lot. There's so much. It's heavy to be around.
Man, if you don't just take that money from that man,
or no, but then the thing is
just take that.
No, but then the thing is, right? I don't even have a problem. I feel like my problem is not you wanting to be that way. Do what you want to do. My problem is when you don't play other people for not wanting to be that. So it's almost like you need to be a boss. You need to. Oh no, suppose I want to just. I'm good with that small little life. I'm good with like. My version of a big life is having kids and a husband and all of that, and then I'm good. You know what I mean? What if I want to do that? What if I want to be a boss babe and don't have no picnic? You have the woman them who don't want to have no kids, who just want to live them life, who want to whatever, and then people judge them for not wanting to have kids. The other women who have kids are like, oh, you need to have kids, it's the best thing ever. No, she doesn't. If she don't have no picnic, she don't have to have no picnic.
You know where you see that? You've watched Insecure?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, I'm watching it now and I'm thinking about it, and it's just like, wow, there's a lot of feminism that happens here throughout this show, throughout the series, that you kind of know that you're speaking about it, you pick up little things. But I do agree that, again, we're all guilty of it, but you really do have to allow people to be, especially women. Like, this is whatever you want to choose, the life you want to choose, if you want to have a nice and shining armor. And I think it's because, like, you have friends and you think they have similar ways of thinking that you do. But as you go older, you realize that people's ways
everybody's core it's not that. Everybody and what they want at their core is all different. And we don't need to explain that. I feel like once it's not something that is harming each other, then if you want to be this strong, independent powerhouse, be that, but don't judge other women for not wanting. If you want to be this soccer mom who goes to all the games, who does whatever, be that, and don't judge women who are prioritize their work. If you want to balance both, you don't have to. You know, the point to me of any type of feminism is allowing a woman to be who she truly is without judgment.
It's the strength and the power that she really has.
So just if your strength is being a homemaker, make the home. If your strength is, in the office, being a boss, doing all of that, then do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like, I don't know. And then I think we're our own worst enemy sometimes. Sometimes. Cause you know one thing with man
build money now?
No. Man do break guy code.
Man, actually.
Man, everybody love man. Everybody love man. Man love man, woman love man, everybody love man. But they literally stick to guy code.
They do.
In every way.
They stick together.
In every way.
They stick together. It's not. Yeah. They definitely
stick together. Like, I realize that man stick together no matter what. Do you remember when Tory Lanez was first it's always when I tell you that baffled me when Tory Lanez was first accused. Remember Megan Thee Stallion never tell us that Tory Lanez shot her, Remember, she was hiding it for like 2-3 weeks, till him just shut off him out, Remember him come tell we say something that we see on the news that she gets shot or whatever, She never come and say nothing, Remember him a tweet and a behave like him nonsense, and I go on Instagram live and do all sorts of things. And I remember to the point where she did a live video, I'll never forget. And I remember so many people were talking about how men just in defense of and they stick together. And let me tell you, I tell you all the time, be careful of how as a woman you take on the misogyny of men.
Oh my gosh.
Brittany explained it to me that like it's called internalized misogyny. You have to be careful
because
of
it's
how
something that you go up and see. It's normalized.
it's
to the point where
normalized.
It's like, you don't realize that you're doing it.
So let me show you an example of internalized misogyny. So it's basically when you take on the thoughts and opinions of a man that are not necessarily your own. So for example, when you grew up hearing boys will be boys, or boys, or you have a son and a daughter, and you make your daughter clean the house, but your son don't clean the house. Those are internalized misogyny. That's internalized misogyny because why? It's just you perpetuating like a gender type thing, or like if you have a boyfriend and him say, "Yo, gal will wear shorts at a whore," but you used to wear shorts, but now you stop wearing shorts because him said that, and then you judge other girl will wear shorts. You know what I mean? So it's like sometimes you have to be careful, and sometimes you have to certain thoughts and opinions. You really have to, as a woman, think deep and say, where this come from?
Right?
Is it my thoughts? Is it not?
Agreed.
You know what I mean?
Agreed.
So sometimes we have to be careful now. But what I may say is, man stick to guy
They do.
code. Yeah, man. Very strong. And them now go, them not really talky. Them now go, you know what I mean?
What do you mean them talky?
Because, all right, man, you have enough man with chat enough, but it's looked down upon.
Okay.
So, all right. So things that hurt women are glorified for women. That's what I've noticed. So like a girl will say, you know what I mean? Me beat a girl. Me take a girl, man. Me do whatever. But with men, when them singing them song, they're like, they're more say, if you look at Virgin girl, you're wrong. Or like they're like, yeah man, if you like don't carry news to girl,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? So it's like the way they're kind of trained to stick together as a unit, and we see to what they do when they do sports, when they do anything like that. They're kind of trained to stick together as a unit.
That is where it's deeper, obviously, but that is also where it is that they learn that camaraderie. Yeah. And I think it's two sports. There's two sports.
But do you notice that anytime women have anything with camaraderie, other women bash it? Look at even now the sorority thing, the Alabama Rush and all of that. And you have women who are like, sorority girls are this, sorority girls are that. And I'm like, yeah, it may not be your cup of tea, but do you need to judge other women for being a girly girl? Like, because they like to say things like, oh, they're not a real girl. They're not like, or for example, when women see very glam girls. Right. I've seen it happen where they're like, you have on makeup, you do the weave, you're like a glam girl. They're like, because you don't like a lot of makeup and you like to wear your hair simple, do you, boo?
Right.
But don't judge other girls for that. That's and true. The girls in the weave and the makeup like to call other girls who are just regular or just like don't like a lot of plain jeans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's what works for you though.
It's just what works for you. But if a man have locks, or ear short, or ear bald, no other man not judge him for that.
No.
We're very apparent. Like I don't know. I feel like when it comes to man,
we're
very judgmental, and it's almost sad. I don't know.
It is sad because it's like, when do we? And then I find that sometimes they do have these empowerment sessions, right? So they have these empowerment sessions.
You know how I feel about those.
I feel like the intention is good. But it doesn't usually end well. And so it leads to a lot of like-minded women coming together to chat people.
Yeah.
And that's what I've always heard about most of these empowerment events and whatever. That you think that's what you're coming together to really network and really get to know other powerful women in the industry that you're interested in, and it's not the case necessarily. So and they're also possibly the more judgmental of the set of people that exists, or women that exist. And I find that actually very sad, because not using your power to really uplift women in a way that is impactful, but you're just really coming together to bring women down. And it's the opposite of what you're trying to achieve. And
we're so smart. We are so smart. We are so powerful. I feel like when women truly work together, oh God, man, the things that you can do, the things that we can achieve together.
So Nicki Minaj, just work with Cardi and stop going so.
I would love a collab. Although we did get a collab. We did get Motorsport. We did get Motorsport was a good song. We would have gotten a good collab. But even that, like, and then I think too, society likes to pin women against each other for no reason.
It's a thing.
Have you ever gone into a workplace and they're like, you and a girl start the same time or something, and they're like, oh, she's like, are you coming? And she said, oh, see a competition there. I've heard that before. Like, they're like, oh, see, I'm like, no,
where are you?
I'm my own competition. But they would never say that to a man. They would never say that to a man. So it's like, I feel like they have this thing where, and that's why I think as a woman too, you can't buy into it.
Because what you also find is the type of sports that women do. So sometimes it's the cheerleading. It's the while all sports are competitive, it's very like...
You don't necessarily need to work in a team.
It's in a very also vain way too sometimes. Like, it's just like... Or the pageantry or stuff like that.
And then pageants, for example, are very single... like it's only one winner. It's kind of a competition.
Not to say I'm oh my gosh, not bashing pageantry at all, because it definitely has its benefits to women who are involved in that industry. But it's just like some of the stuff that they promote for women. It's kind of like, there's no wonder we can't work together. No wonder there's no level of like that innate level of camaraderie, because it is from us.
Even the conversations, as even when you said the pageant, even the conversations around it is like, oh, she's prettier than her, or she should why she never win? She not pretty like contestant number 10, and people are willing to comment that like, the girl win the crown, let her enjoy her crown. Why are you telling her that that's your thoughts and opinions? Facts. No, but I don't know. I don't know enough about it yet. But like, I don't know. I feel like let people. I feel like let people enjoy things, especially women. I don't know, when it comes to feminism, I feel like we say we support women, but I don't know if we truly we don't master it. Because even, have you ever gone into even a workplace and you see how you have how women treat men versus how they treat other women?
I see it all the time, and
they baby the men in the workplace. I'm just like,
sometimes I say, yo, you love man, or you love man, so. And it's just like, you literally have the same conversation with the same person, and it's a different outcome. I see it all the time, and I'm just like, yes, I'm not doing this today.
I was like, why?
Also, sometimes you see where people, like, if you work with a team with a man, you probably send the man to have this conversation because you feel like they'll get a better outcome than you as a female, which I find baffling. It's just like, why would he not?
And I feel like too, girl, what are they a fight for a place? What are they the man that for the pay? The man them already a lead by 100. We don't need fair fight with each other.
Agreed.
We don't need fair fight with each other, boo. Not at all. So I don't know, when it comes to
you think that the men, knowing that this level of innate competition exists in women, or most women, they play on it?
Of course. What you mean? Of course they do.
I think so too.
And that's why they can come to you and say, like, even a man, right? They can be like, that's why when you hear, for example, right? When a guy say, that's what I've heard guys say it so many times. Them say, yo, when I post that I have a girlfriend, are the most DM them ever get. Are the most girl ever look them. Because bitches always want what another bitch has.
That's crazy.
And it's sad. Because guess what? All you try. Let me talk in the camera. All you're trying to take another girl's, whether it's a relationship, her spot at work, her spot in something, or you want to be the next big social media, whatever you want to be, right? You are you, she is her. So if him buy her a Porsche, a Benz, a house, or whatever, he might not do it for you. There was something about her that made him do that. And you for sure can find the person that will do that for you if you're not fixated on somebody else's blessing, right? And that's just not just that's in the workplace, that's in everything.
Yeah.
Focus on your path and your blessings and not watch other people. And I feel like as women we tend to watch other women.
Yeah.
And we also like to, you know what, another thing I want to touch on, even on social media, right? When I go on and like the girls are like the fashion girls, or they're like, you're into fashion, you're whatever. They're like, I don't shop from Shein.
You know, hi, let me talk about this.
Please, cause
I get the.
wanna just hype like for no reason.
It's so weird to me because fast fashion is fast fashion, guys. So I want you to know that Zara, H&M,
Fast fashion, like
it's all fast fashion. So I don't know if y'all
and them
know what
they
fast
don't
fashion
play,
is,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
that is fast fashion. Like it ain't boutique shit, bitch. Like it's fast fashion, and so and I'm so annoyed by this because also men take on this thing with looking at girls or downplaying girls that wear Shein.
And I'm glad you said that. Hold that point. And that's why I say be careful how you play into the misogyny of men. Because for example, Shein has affordable clothes for a girl. Man can wear black shirt, whatever, and them jeans and whatever are like I want them have some night. You know what I mean? Man literally wear pants, shirt, that's it, sneakers, shoes, whatever. We as women, we change our clothes all the time. And if you want to get if you want to buy designer, you want to do whatever, fine.
And
If
sometimes
another
the designer and them still can't look good, so please.
no, but it's not that. If you want to
Like-
do that, do that. But if a girl don't play a girl because she shop from somewhere. So it's like you have people who shop at Chanel, don't play in the Zara girls. You have people who shop on she. You have people who shop on Shein, don't play. Like you don't need to bring it down like for
I'm
no
just like-
reason. It's
I
like
don't know what the issue is.
it's like a thing where it's like a dig, like
It is a dig.
It's like a dig, like
And
a disrespect.
I think like I take it personal.
Yeah, because it's like, what if
Like,
you
what
want
you
to buy
mean?
from
So
there?
what?
So what?
Now, what can we
And then
do?
sometimes, so when you look on, honestly, when you go on a lot of the boutique sites, they buy from the same
clothes.
freaking vendors
I
in
see
China.
clothes.
They buy from the
No,
same
while some
vendors.
boutiques have not boutiques. Some fast fashion outlets have similar stuff and they may have different quality of the
yeah.
things. I will say, obviously, like hands on, I would say, and I would order from all of them.
Mhm.
So it's not just Shein, but it's just like, but what if a Shein alone she order from and that's her preference?
Yeah. So what?
So
Like
what?
that's why I say it's almost like.
She's like killer outfits.
And that's why I said half of those opinions that you guys have, even when it comes to that, is from men. Come men trouble you. Oh, watch her in her Shein clothes or
Right.
whatever. You're taking on
Mhm.
that man's opinion unnecessarily.
Yeah.
Do you really have a problem with another girl buying clothes from Shein? Really think about it before you say it. And enough for your money. Before
That's what baffles me. I'm just like, buy for she buy because she can buy stuff. Can you? Like
no,
we talking
and she never
about
beg you
here?
nothing. She never
She
tea from
didn't
you.
to-
You know what I mean? Like allow anybody, let everybody. That's why I said I feel like a lot of these
That
women who
people
don't play
yeah.
it is really a man. Them get it from her. Them get it, or them just see man start talk about it and them decide
Actually,
so them
no,
gonna
I
take it
think-
on. No,
It
and
don't hurt me more as well as a man at top, but him something like
sir,
stay alien, please. Stop.
you know men used to build houses, like lay bricks and build houses.
Now that we know one business.
No, them woman in a woman business
Actually,
and a tease girl,
we know woman business.
where she buy her clothes from.
That's your money. Out of it.
Don't worry about it, boo.
Broke ass.
Don't, and that's why I say like we can't take on. We
Even
can't
if you
take
can't
on.
get you come talk about is that
She is that she. So
You know your mother?
what?
I don't know that was her run. It's just the fight is fake. I'm ignorant. It's fine. I find as well. As we're on the topic of feminism, some man feminine.
Yeah, man.
Is
Them
it
love
a
woman
different topic?
business.
I don't know, but
Yeah, man.
you know, come on, it's a people business, a woman businessman, golly. It's a little too much.
It's like
And I
too
mean
much.
that they're allies, and remember they're allies. There will be allies to feminists.
Yeah.
Right? And it's okay that I get it because I feel like some men you need to defend us in spaces that we're not able to defend
Mhm.
ourselves. Like in rooms that we're not able to defend ourselves, right? And I get it, like an ally, I love that. But there's an ally and you in a girl business. Come out. Come out.
I know.
Or come out the closet. Whichever one it is, because you need to stop.
Julie, the one cancel you.
I never said anything. I said nothing.
But no, for real, like I completely get what you're saying. I feel like you have some men who just, even when you go on social media too, like you see a lot of people who just, somebody said to me the other day that social media gives people who you would just not hear from or not be able to see or whatever, just gives them this opinion or these
very strong opinions.
Yeah, these strong opinions and these thoughts, and you're like, what is happening here? You know what I mean? So I don't know. When it comes to women and all of that, I feel like we have a long ways to go.
I agree. We've made some
strides, but I think we have a long ways to go, because I think there's a mental change, and I think it's getting worse, because I feel like every girl is just for herself.
That's true.
I feel like, and when I say to people like you need to be a girl's girl, it's so important, because like you really have to support other women, but at the end of the day too, some women make it hard for you to support them because of how they behave, the type of misogyny, all of that, the way that they will,
Yeah.
So I think we have a ways to go. We do have a ways to go. But my whole thing is, I think, as I said, women need, to me, true feminism is a woman's right to be whoever she wants to be. Homemaker, boss babe, footballer, builder, whatever, sports person, whatever she wants to be, and then also the freedom to be that. So it's like, if she want to play football, oh, that's a boy sport. No. If she wants to stay at home and have babies, oh, you need to work or whatever. No, allow every woman to be who and what they want to be.
Feminism isn't anti-men.
Yeah.
Like, we also need to make that clear that we're not anti-men. We're just for women.
Yeah.
Because there's also two things can be right, guys.
Because I swear, whenever man hear feminists, whenever men hear that, they think that it's like you downplaying men.
Right.
And there's some women who do that,
they do.
but it's not what it's supposed to be.
They do. They do. They do.
Yeah.
The women that really do sit down and bash men.
Yeah.
I don't have time for that, so I work. But I would say that it's not anti-men.
And to me too, let me tell you something. When you get a good man, when a man decide for him to go good, a good man is a good man. Like,
it's a good man, so then,
like, period. No, it's a good man. Like, if a good man is a good man. So like, if you have like a good father or like a good, and every woman know a good man.
That's true.
At least one, one good man. Not friends though, but just I'm talking even uncles. So every woman know one good man that them can say, someone admire as a man, like who you are, what you represent. Like an impactful good man, like, you know what I mean? I'm not saying, and a good man is not necessarily a perfect man. Every person is flawed, but you know what I mean? So we don't need to
just
downplay.
Repeat that, please.
A good man is not necessarily unflawed. What was it?
Perfect.
A perfect man, yeah. A good man is not necessarily a perfect man. Every person is flawed. Yeah. Yeah, so it's like, yeah. So.
Yeah. Every man said I'm a good man though. You notice that?
Me a good youth.
Why is that?
Somebody will lie. You know what I mean? Some of them lie.
I don't like that. Like, you can't be honest. Like, you're not good enough. Just don't say nothing about yourself.
And then what is good? I feel like to them, good is relative, so they just be saying anything. Anyways, that was the episode, because you're going into a whole new podcast episode.
What is a good man? Catch us next time.
I'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.